Welcome back to SB Nation. I'm Amy K. Nelson, here with our own Matt Ufford and Austin Schindel, XFINITY sports guy. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. Appreciate you guys taking the time, talk some NFL, making the XFINITY couch best seat in the house.
And what an amazing seat it is. Okay, so we're talking NFL, and we're gonna talk the first game that's happened, the only game that's happened so far, and that was Wednesday night, opening night. Cowboys, Giants. Matt, I know you were actually at that game. What were some of your takeaways?
Yeah, it's just such an exciting atmosphere just for the NFL season to pick back up again. Anytime you have two NFC East teams, the rivalries go back so long, such passionate fan bases. A little bit of rust on the teams that led to kind of a not the most exciting first half, but I think the big takeaways from the game are a surprisingly poor game by Victor Cruz with a case of the dropsies. And on the other side of the ball, Kevin Ogletree came out of nowhere for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air.
Absolutely. Kevin Ogletree was a superstar on Twitter. LeBron even tweeted about him, got about 5,000 retweets. And don't tell anybody in the SB Nation XFINITY League, but I put a waiver claim on him for fantasy. Just Victor Cruz, on the other hand, he was kind of upset at himself and went to Twitter and said, "No problem, owning up to my mistakes. I'm human. There will be better days for the Giants." That still didn't stop people from getting on his case, claiming he couldn't even catch a cab from the stadium.
That's a little harsh. Giants fans, be a little bit nicer to Victor Cruz. He's a good guy. He helped you out last year, right?
But in the same note, Giants fans are great on Twitter. They're not too, they don't really bash the other side compared to the Cowboys, who you would think had won the Super Bowl after this first game, renaming Tony Romo the great savior. But what was most surprising to me, Philadelphia Eagles fans. Apparently, you would think they played in the game, the amount that they were tweeting about the game and how they were the best of the NFC East.
Well, those are Philly fans. They need to just get in everyone else's business. Don't be Philly. It's true, though. All right, well, let's move on. We want to look at Week 1 matchups. The rest of the games are mostly being played Sunday, of course. What are you looking forward to most, Austin?
The same game that SB Nation ranked as the #1 game of the week, and that is the 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers. People are buzzing about that on social media. They think that this could be a potential NFC Championship game matchup again. I was there when the 49ers played the Broncos, and people love their defense again. Think they're going to be a top 5 defense. The only thing they're not sure of is if Alex Smith will make it through the season as the starting quarterback. Look out for Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
Yeah, there are still 49ers fans who are angry that the team drafted Alex Smith instead of Aaron Rodgers. So it's always fun to see Rodgers play San Francisco just because he's so in with that Bay Area. I, however, am looking forward to the Sunday night game, Steelers and Broncos in Mile High. Of course, this is where the Steelers ended their season last year, getting upended in overtime by Tim Tebow, who has since been replaced with someone named Peyton Manning, making his debut in a Broncos jersey.
Speaking of, there are no more Tim Tebow jerseys left in Denver. They are gone.
I don't believe it.
I don't know what they've done with them, but Peyton Manning now reigns supreme as far as jerseys go. And I'll tell you, I was at the game, and people on Twitter were worried that he can't throw to his right because of his neck surgeries. Not an issue at all. All of the reporters were debunking any claims that he is going to have any problem throwing for under 3,000 yards.
Yeah, his decision making on the field and his release are so quick. He just has never really taken a lot of hits in his career. I don't see him getting injured.
Yeah, the only thing I think from that game to look at from a social perspective is Mike Wallace and how is he going to act, because the first person who got the first interview was Harrison. That's apparently how news is breaking these days. They don't know if he's going to be ready and perfect for Week 1.
Okay, well, we're going to go from Week 1 and fast forward all the way to the end of the season, and I want to know your Super Bowl picks. So, Matt, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I think that the Broncos are the class of the AFC this year. They were a very good team last year based on just a defense and a running game. Now they've added a quarterback I don't have the same injury concerns for Peyton Manning that everybody else seems to. I think the Broncos get through the AFC, and on the other side, I think that the Packers are going to be the class of the NFC yet again. Maybe not have that 15-1 season, but they're going to turn it on for the playoffs in a way that they didn't last year.
Those are some very popular social media picks, but I'm going to tell you what people are actually talking about on Twitter, and that's the Falcons and the Texans. People like the Texans, and some call them favorites, some call them sleepers. They like them, they don't know why. I think it has something to do with the fact that they're very active on social media. Arian Foster, fantasy guy,
great,
big name. All these guys, defense returns a lot of their starters. And the Atlanta Falcons, I was at Falcons training camp. I had a chance to talk with Mike Smith, Matt Ryan, and these guys are saying, they're saying this is the year that we're actually going to take ourselves from the 3rd and 4th seed to the #1 seed in the NFC, in addition to an upgraded defense with Asante Samuel, Sean Witherspoon taking over in the middle. I think the Falcons are the class of social media.
And that's why you're picking Super Bowl winners based off Twitter, right?
The Twitter Bowl.
The Twitter Bowl.
That's how we should decide everything.
It really is. I mean, Twitter does know all. It's like the Bible. It's our Bible, right? Well, we want to know what you think, though. We know what Twitter thinks. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.